All right, I'm going to do a little demonstration of the LUMORA custom bolus. So this is the sheet form. This particular sheet size is 15 by 15 centimeters, 0.5 centimeter thick or 5 millimeters. Actually have in contrast a 0.5 centimeter gel bolus. Typical gel bolus happens to be the skin type. So, we might use that type of bolus, and we all know the challenges of trying to get the gel bolus to conform to a shape, something like you're seeing here. I just can't really get it done. I suppose if I put enough tape or something, I could achieve the result I'm after. But I'm always fighting, the drapeability of gel balls. In many instances, gel balls works well, but you just hit that one little edge, or it just starts to become a hassle pretty quickly. So we have the traditional gel balls, easy to get. Everybody has it, works, does its job. But here we have the LUMORA custom bolus. So it's also flexible. So this is it in its preformed state. So this is the sheet as it comes. It'll come packaged and sealed and everything. This has just been taken out. So as you can see, it's moldable, flexible, and it remains that way even after it's molded. So it's it really has some cool properties to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it in the water bath. The neat thing is it floats in the water bath. So it works in the dry heat oven as well, but I'm just using a water bath here today. We happen to have it on. So I'm putting it on, and it's just going to float on top. So I'm going to go down, stick to the sheet, or anything like that. It's going to float right on top. And it's going to do its activation next few minutes. I'm going to look for it to come clear near the outside. Then I'll go ahead and shape it to my little phantom head, and we'll take a look at how that works. All right, so the LUMORA bolus is beginning to activate. We're starting to see the translucency. So it's semi-translucent to begin with, so you can always kind of see through it. But it gets really clear when it starts to activate. And that's how we know how far. So here I've got, 3 millimeters of activation beginning on the outside. The interior is also heating up and getting ready to be moldable. I'm going to wait for that translucency to come in about 1 centimeter to 1.5 centimeters, and I want to make sure that I see some clear around the edge, approximately 1 centimeter or so, and then the little bit of semi-transparency in the middle, and that's kind of a nuance or a trick to activating it. So a little trick. So this has already been in the water bath for about 1.5 minutes, and I think I'm going to give it another 1.5 minutes or so, and we'll check back, and I'll show you what the translucency activation looks like for my application today. All right, so about 1 minute has gone by since I last checked in, and I'm getting that about 1 centimeter very clear translucent activation, and generally translucent. This is when I need to take it out. So I don't like to put my fingers in the hot water, so I take these little tweezers, come out. Now, you have a good amount of time with it because it is. So now there is the activated LUMORA, and it is a little bit sticky. So what I'm going to do is I don't want to deform it or change the shape. I just want to place it where I want to put it. So in my case, I'm going to go here. Just trying to show you the workability for molding and how we can get such detail. Making sure I can see through. I know if the fit is correct on this particular phantom head. The other thing I'm doing is there's no need to really press or deform it. I'm just going to gently drape it on. And if the stickiness of the LUMORA is undesirable, a sheet can be placed and then you'll mold it to that. In this case, it's no problem. So I'm going to mold it and get the detail. So this particular phantom has some of these eyes. I'm going to try and do a little technique I found helpful, where I'll take a small tool and gently mold press to get those details. And again, this is all happening, I'm not suggesting that this is a way you would put bolus on. I'm just putting it on in kind of a more of a scalp scenario to demonstrate really the difference between the gel bolus and a customized bolus. So this is now, I'm happy with how it's molded. Don't need to touch it anymore. So make sure these edges are in. I've got a good picture there. I see that I've got contour, so I can look and check if I'm happy with contact where there's air underneath, gaps, so on. So I'm happy with that. So this is now going to cool another few minutes, and we'll come back and look at the completed LUMORA bolus. So I've just finished forming the LUMORA on, and we're just waiting for it to cool. And what we're seeing is it's slowly moving into its semi-translucent state, where we will still be able to see through it, and it's still a translucent bolus. It's just moving from that really clear state to that little bit of semi-translucent. It helps us know when the bolus is ready. You can cool it with cool gloves, fan, ice mitt type of thing. All those typical tricks you may have done with thermoplastic masks, cooling them, they're applicable here. So we can speed up the cooling if required, and activate this, get it back to its original state, which was what we're looking for is the molded yet soft and pliable bolus that maintains its memory and shape. So I'm probably another minute or so away, but it is slowly kind of changing to that semi-translucent form, and once it's fully cooled, we'll have the locked-in shape, and we'll have a truly customized bolus, and that's completed in a few minutes, kind of like a process of making a mask, really.